if you had a chance to watch the latest video by ICT, but since he doesn't allow any type of he's kind of like the Biden regime. You're not allowed to talk about it. Look, so if you talk about it, you're sacrilegious. And he turned off the comments. So this guy is really mentally ill. He turned off the comments because he doesn't want all the adoration. Well, why come on YouTube, right? I guess I like everything. I like people abusing me. I like people complimenting me. But I don't really, I understand. We're modest people, right? This guy just comes unwrapped lately. I mean, this other video, this guy Vinny really got under his skin, and they're talking about how big your house is, how big your dick is, and I guess he's having a dick implant because he's got to go out for surgery. But I was just reading I'm cheating because I'm just going to read, hopefully it's not illegal. I'm going to read what he wrote, what he said. And so I guess I'm copying what he said if I talk about it. I could lose my channel over this, but he says, I mentioned this right here. He's talking about this chart he's looking at. This is 27 minutes and 12 seconds in. If you're watching his latest 1 hour, 25 minute of how he has to justify that, look, I've had some winning trades, and look at this guy was one of my students, and it's crazy. And and then he claims he's bipolar. Well, didn't we know that? He says, I called to mention this right here. I talked about it. This order block right here last Friday. This is the S&P 500. He's explaining live charts for futures that futures are delayed. Duh, right? I mean, don't we know that? So, order block right here last Friday. Now, I don't expect you to believe me because I'm saying it here. I have all kinds of examples on my YouTube channel where I actually executing. So he does these executions where it's not a fucking... Dude, you splice the tape to bits, number one. You take a fucking 15-minute chart, you run it at hyper speed. Now, if we slow it down and watch it, there's so many jump cuts. Like, why wouldn't you just tape it and walk away if you're really worried about proof and all that? But I got it, and we don't see the balance and we don't see the account. We don't know. You just have to take it, right? They're doing a gain of diction, right? You need some gain of diction here. So I just amazed, but this is the thing. If I was charging people and mentoring them, dude, I would leave nothing on the fucking, I would just be like, oh, dude, you call me anytime. I don't know how deep these guys are into him, because if I'm going to pay you X amount of bucks a month, here's the obligation. I feel like if I was charging people for my bullshit rants, like, yeah, that sounds really like being there. Like, I'm Peter Sellers just saying dumb shit. Yeah, plant the seeds, they grow. Wow, this guy's so profound. I mean, holy shit, he's worth this is what happens actually. Pet rocks. Look at that shit. So people attach and read into it, and if you're mysterious and you keep the comments off and you keep everything on the hidden, and it's just and he's going to show the Robbins Cup of futures trading, like, this is it, man. And so one of his students hits 24%. I'm like, okay, well, then if that's not, then he turns around and he's cutting down the size of Vinny's house. Vinny, your house, I'm not impressed. Apparently, you looked in the window. He's like, I'm not impressed with your computer setup either. Like, who's stalking who? This guy's out of his mind. So he says, he's on Traders Trading View. So you're trading on Trading View. I mean, you can't run scripts on there. What the fuck? You can't even close all open and pendings. You can't just fucking let's wipe this slate, start over. So apparently execution, he's old school. Like, let me write it down in my little journal. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to buy in the open. I got you. You're running a fucking $1,000 stop or whatever the fuck. I'm not stupid enough to put $1,000 risk on each ticket. Not if I got a half fucking brain. They say, I left MT4 because I like these people that, I saw some dumb shit the other day. MT5 is the new thing. They're going to get rid of MT4. Dude, they'll never get rid of MT4. I'm so sorry. It's all over the fucking place. I mean, it's just like fucking saying they're going to get rid of rack and pinion steering. Yeah, right. I don't mind paying commissions. I'm not going to go out and fucking buy a house and flip it in 40 minutes in a fucking scalp. So yeah, execution. And how fast are you? And then he's talking about how, scaling in and scaling out. Of course, that's what he's doing. He's scaling in, scaling out. But this guy's too much. He goes, I'm getting in at the highest candle and shorting, and I'm getting out at the lowest candle or very next to the lowest candle when I'm exiting. Now, I don't know what time frame that is. And, okay, well, wow, that's amazing. That's not even possible if he's scaling in and scaling out. One of those tickets is a fucking loser. One of those tickets isn't getting out at the exact thing. It's just bullshit. Now, if he could prove that he was trading single positions and fucking trading $1 million position with a fucking 8.5 pip stop because he's so fucking, you only lost $800 on that trade in your $800 position, $1 million position. But on the other hand, so, what's the spread there? And well, there's no spread at fucking was it forex.com? That's the feed. It's like if you go to NetDania, they're gonna make you sign up with forex.com. This is like fucking industry standard bullshit bandwidth. You know, that's the classic thing. But if you're gonna spin on some fucking broker where you have your own money over there, it costs you like what $500,000 to have a MT4 brokerage account offshore. Just set up your own. So that's what people do. So I don't know. It's just, why are you selling mentorships? Oh gosh, I guess he likes to teach. You know, so I know people like this. They love to teach. They can't do the fucking shit. They really can't. They cannot. When you say to them, I know a guy who he wants to teach. He knows a bunch of shit. But fucking with hands are fucking, he can't do it with his hands, right? He can tell you all day long, oh, it should be like this. I can tell you theoretically. Can't fucking do it. So you got to get your hands dirty there. And of course, the laziness of sitting back and I suppose, you know, he's talking about having a $10,000 account. Sure, you need 10 grand because you're in the futures market, but the margins are changing every fucking week. If the volatility goes up, the margins go up. So you're forced to trade smaller, right? So it's a whole different world. In Forex, you know, you have this fixed margin. It doesn't matter what, well, it costs more for the instrument, but there isn't this explosion in, like right now, if you go trade the yen on the exchange, on the New York exchange, the official exchange, this is the industry standard, you know. I said, this is so stupid. Look how many people make money in Bitcoin, the thinnest fucking market in the world. I'm talking about the 20 Bitcoins deep into altcoin world. You're talking about fucking penny stock shit. The fucking slippage is mind blowing, but the fucking percentages are 400%, so it's all relative. The ES people are like, I don't pay any spread. Dude, so what? You still got to fucking, these guys that were trading NASDAQ, like you're risking so much per trade, no matter, you got to go nano account before you can get away from having to think about, this is a $100 decision as opposed to this is a $5 decision. So if you're going to put in a 50 fucking pip stop and risk $5, I mean, I get people to do that off the street. But if you took a guy that's scalped and made, he's been in 4 standard lots for 20 pips, you know, he's like, I'm running a 10 pip stop. I mean, we're fucking making money here. He's never going to want to trade with a 50 pip stop. If you've made money, so this is, but if you have the window to do it, right? Can you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and drink enough coffee to scalp your way up to, and you really got to be on it. And you got to have you got to have hot, I believe the only way to do this is to have a fucking program keyboard that you know when you hit this button, you're on MT4, you got 72 hotkeys. Is there any hotkey? How many hotkeys are in this fucking bullshit trading view shit? This is clunky fuck shit, dude. This is like, oh, I looked at the weeklies and don't trade this week. Hey guys, go home. I ain't got to fucking think like that. What the fuck? Look at this fucking thing. There's got to be a trade the next fucking 8 hours. Are you fucking retarded? So can you get to your platform every 12 hours? So write a 12-hour script. If you think that's where the supply, if you think that's where the fucking order block fucking is, put your orders in there. It's so stupid. I don't think ICT watches my shit though. So I don't think, I'm not out to, I'm giving it away for free because there's bugs in there. But, if you want to package it up, And you can write templates. Like, here's a template. Here, I could save it. I could sell templates. But, what the fuck? It's stupid. Oh, yeah, template. If somebody sent me an email complaining about the template, I'd come to their house and kill them. Like, I go beyond this ICT fuck who's looking in the guy's window going, your house isn't very big. I'm not impressed. You should see what he says to this guy. So, but this is what happens if you're trading. You become pretty hostile. There's a picture of ICT. I thought he was an overweight guy. He looks like he's slim here in the picture here. But I got the impression he was this big tub of lard. He looks like he's pretty fit. But he looks young. He's kind of young. And if that's really him, he's got glasses and stuff. So I was, but this guy is too much with his commentary. I'm using multiple accounts. If I'm using multiple accounts, how the hell am I getting that lucky every time I'm doing it? So he's telling this guy, Vinny, that, hey, what's like, dude, even if that was true, to orchestrate all these clips, like, and I'm saying he's cutting the clips. Yeah. Okay. But we don't see him. I'd prefer a Hannah Forex presentation. I want to see you making coffee in the morning, getting dressed, kind of getting in the mood. You got your Stoic book in front of you. You got you slept on a bed of nails, so you're really edgy. You're ready to scalp. You're in that mode. There's a life of a Forex. They had the life of a currency trader went out there with this guy and his wife. The room is always clean and it has sayings on the wall like, get fucked and I'll trade better next time. Where's the fucking, these guys have these pansied out fucking, like, everything's wonderful, right? It's like, it's, everything's all, you're in this, like it's portraying this confident, optimistic vibe, right? So I guess it's true if you have a constant head beating of these posters around you, like get fucked and pay attention, stuff like that. That this is, I guess the guy from the police had fuck off on his drum heads, right? So it seemed to help his beat. But yeah, ICT is just really a fascinating dive because a lot of people they're really upset about him, and some people love him, like they kill for him. I had death threats from his fan club. So he says, "How would I be doing it?" And he just goes off on this really go against the probabilities. Even if it was using 20 different screens and 20 different things, how the hell I am able to do that. Think about that. Now, put that aside for a moment. This is ICT speaking. No, I can't tell, but okay, put that aside because I'm going to debunk some things here. If you're saying that there's a delayed data I'm using. So he goes in this whole delayed data, but I want to get to the one where he talks about the guy's house because it's really unreal. Okay. I teach my students there's this distortion that takes place in time and charts like this, not teaching you on YouTube. Okay. So, oh, geez. I missed a part here. Wait. Yeah, so he tells this guy, I seen your house. You called my cell phone. The cell phone's rented out to my wife and stuff. But anyways, it's really funny. So I can't find the spot, but he did say, I wasn't impressed by the size of your house. I thought, really? Wow, that's kind of shallow because, trading's an art, and whether you're, so how much money you're making or how often you trade or what is your 10-year history? What is your 1-year history? So if you did really good 1 year, so even when he's showing this thing where, oh, this is the guy I learned from Williams, the guy that invented the percent R, and which he doesn't use. But his daughter was trading too on this Robbins Cup thing. And all right, this is it doesn't, it's like the Olympics, they have that fastest runner. How do you know there's a guy in the jungle that doesn't run way fucking faster than that? Because he's like fucking doing that all day. I don't know. Who's showing up to that party, right? Who's competing in that arena? And when they say dumb shit like, you're up against the best traders in the world, it's like, really? I'm in the market for 40 fucking minutes or 40 days. I mean, yeah, I guess while I'm in there for 40 days, I'm in with all the fucking traders, and I could be beat to shit if I didn't have the proper risk per decision, So I figure I'm not going to fucking try to pick the perfect top. What do you think I'm going to be? Oh yeah, well this is the order block from 1968 here. Oh, fucking cutting into new highs. Where are the fucking order blocks and that shit, right? And so you want to get in this order blocked as an Asian session. Okay, I got it. Well, look at that. You nailed it. But you really telling me you're going to nail? Why are you selling a mentorship? If you're that fucking, that's the other mind blower. If you're that fucking good at it, wouldn't you just fucking trade that shit and just shut the fuck up? And then he was bragging, if I had something where I could do that, man, I could just sell so many mentorships. It'd be crazy. So his thing is money from the mentorship. So everybody's, well, geez, you're fake, fake accounts. All right, well, they're fake or not. I mean, people are paying for it, right? So I guess it's like a hooker, right? You're not going to marry her. It's a fake girl. And of course, if it makes you feel better, like you go see a shrink and stuff, which he must be under some type of, because he's bipolar. And so you go off, you flip out, you have to, I don't know, maybe that's the mystique, right? Paying for that. But I wouldn't want to be getting money that way. And it just seems like, how could I be? It's like people say, do you have a favorite kid? No, I hate them all equally, right? So you just, I guess that's what you do. Just equally hate your, are they a client or are they a member of your club? So you have 30 people show up. The same 30 people show up. Well, I mean, are you just hosting it? So the mentorship is because you're hosting the other people getting together, maybe. I can see that, but I don't know. I suppose the member, right? They all in a chat room together. I guess you're paying for the membership, right? It's like a bowling league or something. But this is what people do, and they prefer that, right? They don't want to be a lone wolf. They don't want to be too far from. Well, what do you think, Joe? I don't know, Joe. Joe's over there. He's doing weird shit. Oh God, Joe cut up his wife. Is that okay? Let me check. Let's see. Get out the guidebook of life. Let's see. I don't see it in here. But it seems kind of odd, he keeps cutting his wife up. Like he's got new wives and cuts them up. Which wife are you up to there, Joe? But, this is the thing. We all have different personalities. And I don't think that people that trading forex, and once you do the math, you're like, okay, this is tough. As far as can I make consistent money in an erratic, in a market that goes from standing still to ripping at your face off. So if you didn't know about news or nothing, let's just say you started trading kind of like a Buddha, don't leave the temple there. And you just started to show somebody, okay, well, start beginner's mind. Here's the chart. What do you think? Well, if you knew that you had to buy and sell, you'd say, well, I'm going to wait for the volatility maybe to simmer down. And I'm like, yeah, because then I could put on a trade with a tighter stop with the same unit size, and I can say, look, I'm barely risking anything here. So there's something between zero risk. I believe it's a continuum, zero risk, a little bit more. Okay, like it's the old frog thing, but you're trying to build yourself up to the fact that since you layered in. What he talks about in this video is that, you go from one contract to two contracts. Yeah, maybe, but that is martingaling. He goes, martingaling's crazy, but you are in a sense, right? Should you trade the same size, but trade it more often? So you kind of just like trading bigger in a way, right? So there's a whole fork in the road there. Are you trading the same size every hour, or are you trading every 8 hours you put on a pretty good size? And of course, if you're trading every hour, now it's a fucking job. This sit back and wait for your. So the no nonsense world is. I'm waiting for this setup. It's going to take 3 days. What is this guy so impatient about? Why you can't fucking stand still? Well, the market's open 24 hours. Even though Asia is so quiet, you could hear a pin drop there. Sometimes you think the market's closed, especially on a holiday coming in. Maybe it looks like it's dead, and New Year's and all that stuff. The elections, oh my God, and it's but like I said, if you didn't know there was news coming out and you were just standing there and all of a sudden the market rips and you could be up or down, like, so you could either be up, down, or up and then down, gone, right? If you're in a really big position, you would just see in a big single position. But even if you're in a position that's spread out, of course, this is when it becomes a little safer, because you could lose a few $1,000 of your position could be lost in the battle for the apex of the triangle before it explodes, right? Like, here's a classic, right? It takes out even the people that buy breakouts in the fractals make money in a giant moving market like that. That's the weekly dollar yen. But when it calms down, it's going to calm down at some point. And when it gets into where it's doing a volley, it's not really a full-on assault in either direction. It's just dicking around like, okay, is that acceptable? Can you handle making 25 pips every 4 hours? You're doing pretty good. You're like, oh, I kind of get this. It comes down, it goes up, it goes up, it goes down. It's just fucking, you get a rhythm going. But the rhythm's totally destroyed, even for the robot that's built itself on this rhythm. And then it fucking thing rips your face off, and it goes, here it went 400 pips up from like the very bottom. It just did that in 4 weeks. It went, and last week was the strongest. Well, we got to assume at this point that this week here, it could still go up or down, but like, are we going to see a move like that again on the weeklies? Boy, it's going to take a lot of consolidation for us to see anything like that for maybe 2 weeks now. So we're thinking about trades that are going to involve a 40 pip stop or 20. So you have to keep adjusting if you want to trade these giant patterns. You got to put in giant stops, and so you have to keep adjusting. And that's what you were hoping the robot could do, but the robot is just too laggy. In other words, it's going to look at the last price pulse here and go, oh, look at, we're in some big uptrend. Okay, we might be, but this could be the fucking tippity top tick Tommy, and we could come ripping all the way down, or just melt down, or drip all the way back down. There is no fucking, oh, it's going to go like this. So I'm always blown away by that approach. It's going to go like this. No, it doesn't have to. And if you're just trying to capture the wick here, the wick's worth 40 pips. But not, see, look at this. This is this is a 100 pip wick on here. If your trade plan was going to be based on the weeklies, you'd wait so long to get filled on this, and it'd be a very white knuckle trade, I suppose, for anybody to start selling here and sell here, and now you're going to sell more, and then you sell more, and you martingale in. So this is what you're not supposed to do, but this you have to do. You have to sell 1K, a 2K, a 3K, a 4K, a 5K. You have to sell a 5K up here. Why? Because you're going to scalp it, right? You're trying to make this, and you made it. Boom. This thing come all the way back to here at some point. That's the proof, because that was the fucking wick. Wicks don't lie, right? This is it, right? This is what happened. And then it's, I don't know we don't know what point it hit here. So we don't know if it ever came back there. We know it opened. It could have gone down and up, but it came to here. And then it actually, if you're still short, it did come down here. If you could handle waiting. I'm assuming it bobbed down here and then closed up, screaming up. And now you've sold you sold a 1K, a 2K, a 3K, a 4K. Here you're an 8K short, 9K short. No stop. How about a 300 pip stop? So you're still short on this. You never got stopped out of that. You're still short. Here it is insane. It takes a lot of, I suppose, it doesn't really for a person that's never traded. You give them, you say we're risking $20 a trade. Wow, really? Okay, let's go in deep there. So we have 200 pip stops and everything we do, trying to make $40, risking 20. That is like crazy swing trade. Now you might get stopped out of that on the guppy. You could get annihilated on that. And the same thing on the pound. I'll just wipe out your 300 pip stop. You may think, oh, that mark would never come down here in the next 5 hours or 20 hours. Oh, fuck. You come there in fucking 30 minutes. You'd be so surprised. So if that's true, then the market could drop 10 pips in the next 40 minutes. Yeah. So having a robot throw in the 15-minute scripts, the 30-minute scripts, that's what the robot would do, because I could set that up to happen right now. And just, I have a hotkey to turn that robot on and off, though, because I want to run them all the time. I'll run them when I can't hit that button or I can't think about that trade, but it's a trading assistant. I could never let that fucker be in charge of the whole account. It's stupid. Unless I had a really good money management bot that was kind of making it like, if nothing else, it scalps and it barely loses. So that would be premium for most people. It just makes 5%. Yeah, it makes 15% sometimes, but then it does this money management trailing stop bullshit, and it loses the big picture, this big giant swing that I'm waiting 5 days to happen, because that account can just sit there and do that one trade, because it's just not a very big, it's a swing account with wide stops. But your scalp account that you're sitting there on the London Open or the U.S. news or the U.S. markets, and you're like, God, I just made so much money and the markets haven't even opened yet. Yeah, because the market's arranging itself. It keeps on hitting new lows, like banging into the floor there on maybe before the Dow opens. Or after the news comes out, it's already taken out some insane shelf of price, and then it's going to bang around there, and then it becomes kind of, I guess you got to plan in advance, because if you think it's not going to drop another 20 pips, you might be wrong. I'm presupposing you're in a buy scenario, and you're like, oh, that's not 618. Well, that's deeper than 618. That's why the ICT came up with that. Well, I have this special Fibonacci handle. It's called 72%. Yeah, no shit, it's deeper. Well, duh. I mean, anything deeper is better. That's always going to be the better choice. But yeah, it's, man, these setups, this stuff takes forever, it seems, Now, the weekly chart, it does take for fucking ever. So the market looks completely like it's not even open. An Asian session on the weekly, you look at the market, you're like, yeah, is it even open? This is the best time to make a decision, though, as in Asia, even for the pendings, because now we can see, all right, this is about it. This is Monday. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see how the market's unfolding. Coming into the end of the year. Big deal. So daily here you got nice 3-day pullback. Buyers are supposed to come in here. We got a top become a bottom. Right, this is the perfect setup. Everybody knows this one. Yeah, you buy this, but it looks fragile. So it looks like it's going to cave in. I don't trust it. So I think this top become a bottom. Sure, okay, maybe, but is this really going to keep going up? Boy, it'd be tough. I don't know. I don't think so. We're just going to probably clown around, come down here, and start cleaning out these. This is 25 pips between each one of these guys. So, that's sure, I'll start selling here. I'm still short here. On this demo account, I'm still short. I just pulled the trigger, no stop. I just kept hitting the button. And I think this robot, I got my robot sitting on here coming in on buy limits, but I might have left one running in the background. I was testing out. So another problem with the robot thing, you leave the fucker on, you're like, oh, it seems to be working, but then, oh, fuck, you left the robot on, dude. It's fucking it's churning the account. You're just losing your leaky faucet. It's like, oh, geez. This is about the time frame here. So the 1 hour, Yeah, 1 hour is kind of on a rally there. This chart looks awful. Let's go back to the... Must have a better template than that. Here's my pipless template. There's no pip grid on this. All right, so I'm short on the yellow guys, and these are buy limits down here, but I should only have one color turned on. So now MT4 is just too easy. The fact that we get rid of MT4 is it's hilarious. People think that this is too easy. So I know these are all shorts up here, and these are some kind of buy limits being launched in the background. Hell, I don't know. So here's Bitcoin's making another run for the border. This is a big pullback here. It's supposed to keep going up. I would not even, I would just sell it again up here. But I'm just a range trader, really. I mean, I always think, well, you know, this could be the tippity top tip out. I don't care, man. Let's just get a range going. Looks like crude oil's backing off a little bit here on the daily. So we could be totally trapped up here too. 85.90. So we've only been going up for, this is a stampede really of goobers. So you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks up. Well, that seems a little unsustainable. What a perfect trend though. I think that thing, put a fork in that thing. Wow. Would not be buying up here. So that looks like it's ready for a little bit of a, especially anything above this is going to be all sells. Everybody's short above here. You know, all the smart money's short. Well, they're cashed out. They're either on the sidelines or they're shorting into that, I suppose. But there's people with deep pockets, you know. If you're short from above this, you had to scalp this move, right? If you went short above these, if you didn't get out when this thing came back to here, you're done. And actually, you probably, if you sold this, you cashed out something here, I hope. Because if you're range trading that, where you sell into that, you know, if you sold off of this, hopefully at some point during that week, this thing came back a little bit. Because you had to know that once they gobble that up, it's like this is next, right? Then it's your kids, then it's your fucking unborn kids. Then they, well, you know what? We do put a lien on your. We're gonna tax. Did you hear these fucking parasites? We're gonna tax your account while you're still in a trade. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Oh, I got it. How about we tax it? We just tax your thinking because you got some stinking thinking there, son. We're going to tax that too. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sit down. We got some more taxes we'd like to show you. How about we just I like that that Beatles song, The Taxman. Because I'm the tax man. Isn't it funny? You don't have to do anything but say well, we're helping people. Can't you see? Like we forced you to get like adjusted here. How would they force chiropractic? They come to your house. We're gonna come crack your back, son. You don't know it's mandatory back cracking. You're gonna like it. Oh yeah, no, you relax and everything. Sometimes people die. Yeah, sometimes you crack your neck too hard. That's all right. It's a greater good. The greater good, Jesus Christ. Wow, look at this guy. He's too much, man. I just cannot believe him. I'm actually going to... So he says, but I'm actually going to demonstrate what it is and what it's not. And the benefits of learning from me, because there's a distinction between what it is that I know and what I'm allowed to give you publicly, even pay me, okay? And the language I created with order blocks and other things I'm teaching, what benefit is to learn, willing to teach you the real secrets of interbank. Well, I create the language that protects me. And the reason, so he had to censor himself very, very close to what I know. You're not supposed to know, okay? So, oh, jeez. This guy's too much. He's so into the inner circle, dude, that we're talking about this guy really should hook up with Robinacci. Robinacci famously said, they know that I know that they know that I know that I'm in the restaurant right with them right now. Because he figured out that Fibonacci wasn't where was at, because his name was Rob, and he figured out what Robinacci is, and he had fucking nailed it. And ICT says, and I asked you to raise your hand if you want to see what that looks like. Now probably everybody could shoot right now. See that. ICT, let me see. I'm going to see it. Rubbing the hands together. Well, it's not going to be all that exciting when you see the distinction I'm going to show you. Wow. Yeah, I can't get this closed caption to give me a bigger frame of his talking. Pretty tough. I wish it was written in. Yeah, it's just too much. You got to see it. But I am fascinated. He's the only person I can think of that has this mentorship. Because if you go to Empowered Trading, they're like, well, get our DVD course and take a look at that and don't get ahead. Alex Stokes one time said on this live chat, one of our members had bought the course and he went through every DVD and he just watched them all in one day. You're supposed to watch one at a time. Yeah, because we have to talk to you like, you know, we're like Kamala Harris. We have to talk to you like your little kids. See now here's your mouse. You got the mouse in your hand now? Okay. See, that's a ticket, right? Are you on the thing? Okay, so I guess you've never traded before, right? If you've never traded in your life, kind of is the computer on? It's too much. It's just really too much, you know. Yeah, so you see nothing like this. Oh wow. Yeah. It's not supply and demand. What I'm actually showing you here is the imbalance between candles high and candles low. It's not liquidity void. It's fair value gap. Why is fair value gap? Because it's anchored to the order block. There's a distinction. That is so stupid what he's saying. The liquidity is the vacuum, dumb shit. The order block is just one little stop along the way. Are you really going to fucking tell me you're nailing these trades within one fucking pip? It's bullshit. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Fair value gap between there's a, you call it what you want, man. But I guess it costs like $50 a month to be a member of the ICT club. But yeah, he's got some fucking battles going on there. I bailed on Twitter because of all the censorship, so I wasn't even allowed to even look. And plus ICT banned me. I couldn't even look at his page. He wouldn't let me even look at his page anymore. He didn't want another Vinny the Stalker. So I guess the size of your house, the most of shallowest of things, I guess the size of your dick is next. And then, well, my tires are brand new on my car. Have you seen my car? That stuff's just not impressive. I mean, so he's not impressed by the size of this guy's house, but is that really something that really we should be aiming at in this world? Well, of course, being a high-profile person like that, you know, you could always be a guy that's trying to like hurry up and make a movie, you know. And you make a big talk about taking a fucking margin call there. When you're in a hurry making a movie and you kill somebody because you're so fucking cheap and greedy and stupid and arrogant, and out of your fucking mind. I think he's bipolar. But that's just this stuff what happens, you know. Nice thing about these high profile people is you know, they're living in that fishbowl, and I guess at some point a mirror hits them and they're like, holy shit, I'm really out of my fucking mind. It's always a nice aha moment. But yeah, this got 33,000 views on this, man. Wow, he's got such this fan base. He's like some hero of the... And what he knows, he can't even tell you, like in public, because he'll be... A real sniper will take him out. Fucking put him down. Put a hole in his head. You're gone. Bye-bye. Put a fork in it. You're done. So gold's knocking on the ceiling again. And look at the Dow. I think it's trapped. This is a new high right now. These are new highs. We are in record territory in the Dow Jones going into the end of the year. If inflation's real, then this should go up, right? Like, it's a price, dollar's worthless, so stocks are costing more. Just takes chasing the money here. So, British pound is kind of, and then this other guy I watched was talking about how you got to see the correlation charts, and they're like, and he goes, indicators are bullshit, and then at the end of the video, he's got fucking market profile bullshit. He's got some envelope. He cuts down indicators, but at the end of the video, and then he's talking about these trades he took. I'm like, dude, those are scalps. Those are, well, I did 13 hours of research on the trend. I can't remember this guy's name. It was like a 15-minute video. I just did a search of, like, give me the forex stuff. This guy's got a correlation composite. This is the British pound versus the S&P 500. I'm just like, so what? He goes, look at these things. Look how close they are. Yeah, they're close sometimes, but they ain't fucking perfect. Besides, where's the fucking trade? And then he's like, oh, yeah, well, I did. Look at the trade. He was up like fucking 20% on his account. But it's so funny because it was about money management. In the end, when I looked at his trades, I go, dude, you would have done that. I would have done that fucking trade too, probably. It's just nothing to do with the bias of the day. And, oh, I'm going to trade from the long side. Holy fuck. You could trade from the long and short side if you know what the fuck. You're only going to be in the market. He was only in there for like 2 hours or something on the trade. Not even that. He had it marked off on his. He goes, and then he says, here I was sleeping, here I wasn't around to trade. So he could have made more money. He could have, you know, based on, I'm sure that he's getting the fuck out, right? He's not holding these trades based on his fucking 13 hours of research about the bias of the market. It's complete bullshit. We know that, right? He's doing that so that he has a fucking... It's a ritual, so that you feel like, you know, I feel like I could trade today because I looked at the weeklies, I looked at the monthlies, and I ate some cereal in the morning. There's this guy, swear to God, I met the craziest motherfuckers. This guy was, I had lunch with him and stuff. We're both crazy motherfuckers. He says, I'm hanging out with this, he was living with this trader dude. So this guy's about 30 years old, and this old guy was like 50 who traded, and he goes, I'm just going to have what he has for breakfast. This guy was a really good trader. He copied his fucking, I had the same cereal every morning with him. And he go and traded with this guy. And he learned how to trade. But he came to this, it was a psychology trading seminar. It's like fucking $2,000 for this thing. 3 days, $2,000. But you meet other traders and stuff. 30 people there. And I was like, well, you know, this is interesting. This guy's really got quite the, there you go. Let's just might as well eat what this guy's eating. Look, he's fucking winning. He's killing it. And that's what happens. People say, well, I'll just do what he's doing. All the way down the line, like everything, you know. I got a brunette girlfriend. He's got a brunette girlfriend. He's a fucking top trader, this guy. And I can understand that because if I was playing guitar... you know, Stevie Ray Vaughan wasn't like not being Hendrix, I guess, right? He's playing Hendrix, the fucking scarf like Hendrix. He's going there, right? So he's that kind of. You just gotta be able to accept who you are, you know. Obviously, ICT guys accept he's out of his fucking mind. You know, he's trading this bullshit. He's fucking mentorship. Can you imagine? Then he's always saying, I should be doing he should, like, here in this video, it's like, I should be doing a fucking mentorship video right now, but I'm not. And he laughs like, it's all right, because I already gave him too much material. I'm like, what the fuck? I just couldn't be like that. Yeah, they've had it too good. Yeah, give them a good beating, And then he says that, as you were. I guess he's on the good ship Lollipop or something in his mind, right? You always wonder what's in people's heads. I mean, everybody has a persona, but then you wonder, what are they really thinking? I can't tell you all that because then I'd have to kill you, see? See how that works? But for him, he doesn't want to tell you because they're going to kill him. He says, it's not a down-closed candle and an up-close candle. There has to be something behind it. And that's what I'm asking you, Vinny, or anybody else you think you know what order block is, because there's a lot of people want you to create an order block or block order block, and none of them have any idea what the hell they're talking about. Because I'm looking at something that's worked in hindsight. I'd say it's obvious because it's after the fact. You just gotta love it, man. So this is the thing. You look at the cloud trader guy. Have you seen this cloud trading? It looks gorgeous. It looks like you're in some fucking alternate universe, And your candles are on top of that. You got the Tenkan-ashis, and they're running in front. They're like front running the market. And those are moving averages that are shifted forward, and you got some that are shifted back. And when they cross, this is what happens. And then you look to the east, and then you take your prayer rug and you take it to the dry cleaner. So, all these rituals people are doing to make it okay to trade. That's all it is, really. Or this is like keeps them disciplined, right? Because, I can't trade now. I mean, fucking, I never take a trade after 5 o'clock or something like that. So I have a little problem. Like, for me, there is no time that it's not okay to take a trade. So being a really impulsive person and really artistic, or I suppose artistic, it's just the same thing. You're very sensitive. And so you're easily triggered too. And so you see the detail and you're like, okay, I got it. Let's go. And then you think, well, doesn't the market see what I see? Like, can't the market see that this is fucking ridiculous price? It's unfair value in the moment of that spike, that wick. I think we can all agree that at the end of the day, if the market retraces, apparently that was a ridiculous price. You could call it unfair value. I call it psychosis. Psychosis blocks. And these are not order blocks. These are psychosis wicks. It's so funny because I could create a whole lexicon like this goober did, and then he's selling mentorships to speak in order blocks. It's hysterical. I call them psycho wicks. I call it fucking the candlestick people. They got dragonflies, for God's sakes. Psycho Dragonfly. Well, that's in the advanced course. I'm sorry, you didn't pay for that. We're going to have to delete that section of your head. We acquired a section of your head, and you didn't read the fine print in the contract. But yeah, this guy. There is this. Did you see that black lady that went off on ICT? I should get that video up. I don't think she'd mind if I posted it. Holy God, she rips into him so bad. I don't know if it's warranted. Like, I really don't know, and I really don't care if the guy's actually making money, real money or not. Like, people say, is it a scam? Is he really trading real money? Who gives a fuck? He's teaching people. They love him. I don't think it matters, but because he's making money doing that, so obviously he's successful at making money. Now, whether he does it because he can't not teach, like he has to teach and he has to charge people, well, I don't get it, because maybe I'm teaching somebody out there, but I'm not going to charge anybody because it's so ridiculous. Like, somebody's going to go, well, I'm doing crazy stuff like you. Why aren't I winning? Well, I don't know, because you don't do it often enough. And even if I'm losing, who's going to follow me when I'm losing, right? So I can't believe he never loses. But he also says in the video, I don't want you to say I'm the greatest trader in the world. Well, who does? Because nobody, in that moment, in 1 year, you made to be the best fucking trader on the planet. And you won the Robbins Cup thing, right? You won it. So you can show you won. It doesn't show everybody that traded, though. It just shows who won. I think it doesn't show the people blow their accounts up. I don't think so. But so what does it matter, right? Because you're only as good as your last trade in a sense. If you're flat the market, you have X amount of equity. Because if the wheels come off tomorrow, you're like the idea that you're going to run to the bank and get your fucking Bitcoins cashed out. If everybody starts selling in a panic, everybody starts selling their gold in a panic, and gold's to 1,000, are you going to sell? You don't think it's going to be a fucking hard sell-off? What cracks me up about the people that buy gold and silver, well, this could be insurance for the end of the world. Dude, at the end of the world, that shit might be like fucking back to the face value. In fact, the government claims if you want to pay your taxes in these coins, they'll take it as legal tender at the face value, right? That's so cute how the government's like, well, yeah, if you want to pay your taxes in those gold coins, you're going to knock yourself out. They'd probably so fucking retarded. The government's so fucking retarded. They'd be like, "Yeah, we just got them there. We didn't cash them. We didn't melt them down or nothing. No, we're not allowed to. See, it says right there. In God we trust and shit. All others pay cash." So, the this is the thing about trading is that you're dealing with money. This is like your fucking race cars, these guys are high-end race cars. I mean, fucking $1 million car, I don't know, maybe more. And they got a spare one in the back. They're fucking tweaking in case you got to swap out cars and shit. So they're expecting to lose a fucking engine. Dude, they're like, yeah, this is going to cost us, we're going to get our ass kicked in this race. So same thing in trading to some degree, because, yeah, you're going to fucking get into it. But if you have this stop limit, if you know that, and this is another thing people do, which I don't agree with because I think you should do a better way, but they'll say something, if I'm down 5% on the day, I stop trading for the rest of the day. Oh, okay, I guess so. Well, why can't you just why don't you just go trade a fucking demo? Or why don't you just go trade really small? Or why don't you, the idea that you're going to call it quits is such a pussy thing. I don't get it. It's like if you own your own business, which I have for years, and when you go through I don't know what people are doing now because of this fucking, if you don't have stuff in stock right now, you're kind of fucked, right? You might be in a certain category, but you do what you have to do. You don't fucking, if you have to stay up all night to fix it, you do. You just do. I mean, that's why these people want to join these prop firms, because they don't want to have to do all that heavy lifting. Yeah, I'll participate a little bit. I'll show up to work. Sure, I'll push the broom around. Yeah, I'll take a few things. Sure, I'll get you some coffee, but I got to go home. It's hard. You're killing me. This is too much work. But, so there's a threshold for pain on anything like this. And one guy asked me, I just never forget the guy, can you make $1 million a day? I suppose if you're sitting there with the fucking execution, you got that kind of size account. Yeah, I guess you're in that. You've been doing that for a while. You don't just wake up one day and go, I'm going to make $1 million trading, because your brain wouldn't be able to accept that you just lost 200 grand and now you're up 800 grand and you're done for the day. I'm okay. We're up 800 grand. We were, I could say, well, we were up $1 million, but we had to make back the 200 grand we lost this morning. And if you're trading at that level, are you mentoring? Like, so the ICT's bragging about how, I'm just got so much fucking money. My house is so fucking big. It's crazy. Well, his wife has a phone and he talks about, well, we pay for that phone. I'm like, you're kidding. It's not a government phone. It's not an Obama phone. You mean you're paying? That's what cracks me up. I never seen anything like it. We pay for that phone. No, are you serious? Well, it's my wife's phone. I mean, we pay, You pay the bill too? Well, yeah, on the calls. It was so bizarre. But, yeah, we're all, the pay for the computer to be hooked up, the commissions to the broker, the transfer fees, the monitoring it on my phone, looking at it on my phone. Okay, this is what time is it? Okay, it's going. I'm gonna go take a nap. What do I expect to happen in London Open? What kind of? How can I position my orders to accommodate the market? You know, because it really can't force the market to move. So where can I have my tickets sitting that logical sense there for the starter kit? I can't say that it's going to turn on a dime in my bank of orders and go the other way and retrace and hit my 80 pip target, because typically if you come into these vacuums, these voids, these liquidities, these supply and demands, these order blocks, you're going to see the market do some type of first move. That one first move there, you are up on that trade. So whatever you've got into when you buy into these traps, these voids, and the market does its first retracement or its first reversal after going down into this hole, this basement floor, coming back up to hit its head on the ceiling, that is the obvious, high probability first exit for either your whole position or a percentage of it, or you just fucking had such tight stops that you don't even experience that. You're trading a wick that's 500. You're trading a 200 pip wick with a 20 pip stop. It ain't gonna work. If all you traded was the wick on a 1 hour chart, so you know you're in the market for an hour. The market tanks and retraces in 1 hour. It hits all your limits, comes all the way back to the floor, and even you got your targets all queued up like that, which would not be possible in any world. It's just like it's impossible to get any one particular entry that's like 2 pips from the high of the day you're selling, and you're gonna cash out, right? And you're gonna make a living like that. I just can't imagine. If that was happening, that guy should publish. He should write a book about that. He should publish every trade he did and go, look, yeah, every fucking, it's crazy. I know. In fact, my eyes are duct taped open. I never miss a fucking order block. Yeah, the market comes back and retests, but if you watch some of his ICT's extended videos where he explains the market, he's scaling in and out, and he's saying, yeah, you know, you could get in here, you could get in there, you could get in there, you could wait till that, you could put the goober buy stop in. I say that on my videos too. You could put the buy stop in like a goober, get picked up in the stream, the market really goes. If it really goes, it really goes. If it's a real trend, it's a real trend. But how many times can you get chopped on a fake breakout that doesn't really break out? How many times can you psychologically handle the punishment of not having that breakout, really break out and take off? And god damn it, I did like the book said, and I'd be very careful. I waited till I had an engulfment with a tweezer and a doji, dragonfly with a gravestone, and my moving averages crossed over. Not to mention my fucking RSI was above 50 line, and let me just, I had 200 period moving average in my favor. Okay, so I'm just going to tell it like that, and I got stopped out. Well, I trailed my stop, and I only lost $40. Could have made 140, but you know, I had to be money management on that one. I mean, I know people are doing that trade. I had 2% of my account, and you know, maybe better luck next time. And people say that, I'm like, really? I played with music with people like that. I can't do it. Like, I've had people say, "Oh, I don't know any songs." Yeah. Can you play? Well, can you hold a note? Can you hold a note? Well, I don't know. I've never done that, but I guess you could try. Okay, well, you know, you're just gonna have to do it, right? You just go in there and do it. Then there's the perfectionist. You know, I just want to get. There's got to be a formula here. I'm missing something. And well, computer power is gonna tell me. Let me build a robot here. And then the funniest thing has got to be the optimization button that you can hit inside a fucking MetaTrader strategy tester. I'm going to optimize it now. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'll fine tune that robot so it's so curve fitted out, dude. It crashes like a horror as it trades into the future. But boy, on the back test data, you should see this motherfucker. That's what these people are doing. I see these videos. You can go anywhere on YouTube and see an MT4 robot making 1,000%. Yeah, because they take that data set, they curve fit the robot. The fucker's built to just trade that data set, apparently. It kills it. It makes so much fucking money. It's just out of control. And that's what they posted like that. So, anyways. I don't know if any of that helps, but I just could not take this fucking ICT. I had to tell somebody, I thought the only people would understand. Since I always post the ICT fan club, which was named by that NASDAQ trader. He's the one that set it up. I'm not good at the Discord thing, but I do put it in the... Some guy landed there and he goes, ICT fan club, what the fuck's going on here? Yeah, I know. It's pathetic, but he only has 80. He has 3,000 thumbs up, 87 thumbs down. You just gotta see this guy. It's like a fractal. Anywhere I stop along the way, if I just move the cursor up, I wish you would just print out the whole thing, though. I'm sure I could get a thing to do that for you. Listen, folks, there's so many folks in this mentorship from around the world. If I was defrauding them, I would have all kinds of laid on me publicity. That's not what's happening. It's praise. It's appreciation. It's community. It's people being thankful that I'm showing them what no one else is showing them. And I'm not talking about profitable system, because there's a lot of traders out there that have things that I don't subscribe in terms of logic. They're able to make money with it. That's fine. That's what makes living. Handicap horse. Because their logic is flawed. It just means that they have an edge in the money management too. People that are able to, let's watch this guy with all his market profile stuff. And he's able to do it because he's like, okay, look, dude, we're up fucking $800 in 40 minutes. Let's get out. I mean, whatever that profit target you're looking for, it's typically $1 target. I mean, you're not supposed to trade your equity, but these are dumb things. Like, you have to trade your equity because that's what you're trading is money. Like, I don't think you stay in the trade irregardless of how much profit you're in dollar-wise, because this means that you're going to plan your trade your plan. But no, I mean, I could never do that because I have so many trade plans running simultaneously in one instrument. So yeah, that scalp is going to actually take itself out. If it's set to make 8 pips or 12 pips, it's set to do that. That's already been determined. It's going to risk 20 to make 12. It's going to risk 10 to make 20. That's already laid out there. Now the big sweeping move that you see, we're not done going. And of course, now here comes Asia, and the spreads are going to get wide. Are you in too big a position to withstand the wide spread at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and all the dicking around before Europe opens? And when Europe opens, it's going to tank, right? Is it going to come down? And if you're still long, if you're long in too many contracts, too many tickets, it's not going to be a problem. So that's the way I'm looking at it, because I'm looking at taking advantage of trading every day. So I guess I'm a day trader. If I'm going to take a trade, or maybe even get in and hold the trade for 8 hours into Asian session thinking, oh yeah, this is going to have follow through, and I'll actually add on limits. So if I think, oh, you know what? I like this from the long side. I'm not in very big. Let me get in some limits here, and but cashing out of something, or just go flat. But I'm a little too stubborn to just go flat. So I know that. So I had to build my system around my stubbornness and my eagerness to trade. So there's two things going. Well, just trade really small and just put a bunch of orders in there. So if that's how you're looking at it, I mean, if the obstacle is that you're over trading, then just trade smaller tickets, because now you're it's different to overtrade with 10Ks than it is to overtrade with 1Ks, right? So it's not really affecting you as much financially. Then if you're going to but I can't imagine a time that you would, in this modern computer world, that you'd want to trade too big on a ticket because, yeah, you just can't take it. You can't take advantage of these little baby moves, which I know it seems like a good idea to hold the big position. In hindsight, it'll seem like, wow, if I would have held that whole fucking position, yeah, but you couldn't have, because some of the retests that are going to come. Like in the next 3 days, it could keep retesting 10 pips deeper, and this is a giant move that's forming. It's going to take, on the 5th day, it's going to rip, right? It's been consolidating. It's in some kind of wave 4. It's in a triangle. It's in a rectangle. It's in a flag. It's in a pennant, or whatever they call it. And when it explodes out of that, which it kind of has to give it up to one side or the other, there's going to be too much tension going sideways. If 80% of tension is going to create 20% of a giant move. And then when that explosion happens, the tendency is to want that trade to happen again. Wow, that was great. Is there another setup like that? Okay, well, if it took that long, it typically takes a while for the market to go sideways, doji out, get sideways, and then it makes a big move. On every chart, so on the weekly, it's going to take, on the daily, it's going to take days for it to get all, aligned before it does a big leap. Anyways, that's what I'm thinking. It's too funny. He's about a very fascinating guy. He is the like you said, he's people be suing him, right? There are people that who's suing Scientology? Who's suing Ron L. Hubbard? Of course he's dead, but those people are true believers, man. They typically don't see a problem. They're not the the guy also, Vinny, accused him of hunting down poor people that want to learn how to trade. So maybe his clients are already wealthy. They're like, yeah, you know what? This is a good write-off. It's education, right? Yeah, it's education. That's what we're doing here. Yeah, well, do you feel mentored? I sure do. Okay, here's another $50. How about people at the end of the month, if they feel mentored, they give him money. Instead of people paying up front, I think he should flip it around. If he's that good, he should be able to go, well, here's the thing. At the end of the month, if you feel satisfied, if you feel like this is hitting home here, what I'm saying is hitting a chord in you, and you're able to take this home, and what do they call that? This is a not a go-to moment. This what something you could take home. Well, what they call it? The latest buzzword for this is a take-home item here. Takeaway. It's a takeaway. This would be a takeaway. If you could take this away with you for free, of course, no charge. It's not haunted. It ain't possessed or nothing. It ain't gonna turn into Inner Circle and like eat your head like an Inner Circle Trader movie instead of the box in the Pinhead movie. You got so if you sign up for my course right now, I give you a secret decoder ring. It shows you the order block. You hold it. You hold the ring up to the screen. Order block pop right out at you there. Come right up. Do you feel the order block, son? Put your hand on this. Oh, you feel it now, don't you? I believe. I'm a believer. It is funny because there are some, I don't know if anybody's going to sue, but I've met people that are like, this guy's nuts. I'm like, well, yeah, but didn't you know that going in? And of course, I don't think you're allowed to I think you just have to sign a disclosure agreement. It's kind of like a skull and bones thing. Like, come back and get you later in the middle of the night, haul you out and beat you to death. Son, you were saying order block in your sleep. We had to take you out and fucking cut your tongue out. You don't mind, do you? We compensate you. We're ICT. We're Inner Circle Club, do we? We fucking compensate you. What the fuck? We got you. We got your back. I took your tongue out. I took your vocal cords out. You were whining when you put them fucking bugs on your head. You started whining like a little puppy dog. So we took your fucking vocal cords out. How you feel like that? Feel better now? Sure do. Feel like a fucking beagle. It's crazy. Beagle forex. Okay, give me my Beagle forex. Don't forget to pick up one of your pre-Fauci dogs there at the pound. Come on, rescue a Fauci dog here. Come on, people. Stop trading that forex shit. The fucking devil's in that forex. Why do you think they call it forex? Anyways, back to as you were. As ICT says, as you were. Or as you was.